What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? How are you all doing? I am back with ReZero Season 1, Episode 13 now. So Subaru's on a brand new adventure, a brand new chapter. He's broken out of the previous loop of dying all day long in Rossval's mansion. And he saved Rem and Ram. That was, I think, the key. That was the key overarching plot or arc or whatever. That was his mission, I guess, in the previous part. So the first part was to save Emilia, and then the second part, when he ends up in Rossval's mansion, he had to not only prevent himself from dying and just having this endless loop of pain and suffering, but really the underlying thing to do with his looping was to figure out Rem and Ram, alright, to get to know them better, and it basically acted like a plot device or something like that. It acted like a means to help expand upon Rem and Ram's characters and backstory, flush them out a little bit more, and we get to learn about them through Subaru's endless cycle of suffering. I mean, they could have gone in a much happier direction to learn about them, but no, we went for the true Dark Souls, nitty-gritty, edgy, depressing, painful route instead, alright? And in the end, Subaru managed to save both Rem and Ram, especially Rem, alright, having snapped her out of her self-deprecating, belittling depression state. Her mindset was all wrong with the way she viewed life and how she viewed herself. And how she, kept thinking that Ram was just this almighty being of an Onee-san, put on a pedestal and completely out of reach from Rem. And it kind of, just bummed her out, right? That she just couldn't amount to anything worthy of Ram's status. But Subaru eventually, goes and gives her a good talking to about how to just live for herself and be unique. And then eventually, she came to terms with herself and also, I guess, fell in love with Subaru. And then that last Sakuga shot, alright, of Rem being saved right there, alright, with the whole sun beaming over her face and doing that must protect her smile. I broke down during that scene, man. Oh, that was so good, but it was so fucking sad at the same time. My feels hurt. So Subaru then moves on now to helping Emilia with this royal selection. She bumped into... Oh, right. She bumped into Astolfo. Oh, why did I just bring that up? Oh, why did that fucking thought had to randomly, spontaneously re-emerge? Yeah, he bumped into some cat. And also bumped into this bitch. Alright, this absolutely toxic ass tsundere. What was her name? Priscilla, right? And everyone's now in the meeting hall. Subaru wasn't supposed to be there, but he didn't listen. He just went there. All right, broke Emilia's promise. I'm sure she's gonna be totally happy and fine about that. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. And then finally, the episode ended off with Felt, all right, entering the room now as a princess. Because again, that was explained. And made a whole lot of sense how she became a princess suddenly just because she was seen holding that badge by Reinhardt. I guess we're gonna have to find out now this episode what the fuck is going on. Alright, and see whether this royal selection is gonna go down well. Alright, guys, so in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, so that's why. I don't think I saw it glow in the first episode.
は気にしねえがな。
エリちゃんも別ににゃんとも。
すでにアナスタシア様に剣は捧げている。
Oh wow, the purple one. He serves Luna-chan.
貧民街の不老児だと。
フローズで悪かったな。ま、つまらん話しかできぬゆえ、貧民街で不老児などやっておったのじゃろうが。ああ、喧嘩売ってんなら買うぞ。図が高い。しつけのなっていないメス犬に立場というものを
Untrained little
ご
bitch.
めんなさいって言えないの？
Wow.
さながら貴様の場合は生まれてきてごめんなさいとでも謝罪してみせるか？
The toxicity in this one.
私は魔女と関係なんて。貴様らはただ平服し、付き従うだけでよい。
Yeah, no. No. Get the fuck out.
その従者騎士フェリックス・アーガイル。
うちはうちの国が欲しい。
エミリア様とその推薦人のロズワール・エル・メイザーズ辺境伯。
私の望みは一つ。ただ公平であること。
Okay, sure. Okay, equality? Are we really gonna bring those politics into this show as well? Don't even get me started. Equality? Yeah, good luck.
誰が応戦なんて出るか。
つまりフェルト様は王候補を辞退なさると。
大変だくそ。
誰事だ。汚らわしい。ふざけてんじゃねえ。
いいの、もうやめて。私の名前はエミリア。火のマナを司る大精霊パックを従える銀色の髪のハーフエルフ。
エミリア。時にそちらの御人はどういった立場になる？
He's my simp.
はじめまして、賢人会の皆々様。俺の名前はナツキツバル。エミリア様の一の騎士。
In front of every other knight in that room. Ugh! It's like that moment when Bakugo stepped up in season 2, right? In the high school tournament in front of every other student. It's like, I'm gonna win this tournament. Fuck all you people. Everyone's gonna get super tilted. This guy's already tilted. Look at him. Yeah, you did so before. Audacity in front of all these other fucking knights. You wanna go? Huh? How dare you declare yourself as the best knight in the world?
あの子の願いは俺が叶えるんだ。
それはあまりにも傲慢な答えだと自分で思わないかい？君はこの場に立つ資格を得るために励んできたのか？我らこの騎士団のありようを貶められるほどわからないな。これほど否定され、なぜそれでも君はこの場に立とうと？
Because my dream is not a mistake.
隣に立ちたいと望む相手にそんな顔をさせるのは騎士ではない。それは美しくない。
Damn.
もういいでしょ、スバル。
少なくとも彼はあなたが世に恐れられるような存在ではないと皆に示した。良い従者をお持ちですな。夏木スバル殿、退出を。
You just had to open your big fucking mouth. He broke in all by himself.
わーったよ。やってやるよ、応戦。
エルト、わしは。
また後でな。ロムジ、あんたは
Yeah, like, he just came in just for that. Just to make her go and change her mind. Seems a little bit too convenient, huh?
私は騎士が嫌いだ。私は王国が嫌いだ。何もかも全部嫌いだ。だから全 全部ぶっ壊してやろうと思ってる。
恩義の主は苛烈なお方ですな。
Yeah, let her
ベ
win.
ルト様のお言葉は
Let her win. All right.
ようになります。
なんだてめえ何しに来た。
そう嫌な顔をしないでもらいたいものだね。一緒におられる方の品位が疑われる。夢夢気をつけたまえ。さて、何のためにここに来たのかと君は私に聞いたね。もちろん君に会いに来た。彼は王に連なる方々の前で
Subaru's gonna get his ass
そ
whooped.
してその騎士道までも軽んじた発言をした。
This is gonna be even more painful.
始めようか。
おう遠慮なく行かせてもらうぜ。報告いたします。
どうしてそんなことに。すぐにちょっと確認したんやけど、その模擬戦って持ちかけたんはどっちなんかな。心配にならないの？
Worried? No.
ユリウスがやりすぎて、そっちの子の治療費を払わなならんこと？
しかし模擬戦があまりに一方的すぎるため。
Subaru's getting fucking rolled.
俺らも行こうぜ。
Even the knight's face is like, ugh! Don't you think you should stop now, Julius?
中間できたはずだ。
Oh wow, holy shit.
あの花っ柱をへし折ってやる。
君は無力で救いがたい。あの方のそばにいるべきではない。
死んでないってことか。
いろいろと聞きたいことがあるの。
We're breaking up, darling. It ain't working out. When a girl has to talk to you in that tone, in that manner, it's over for you, bro.
何かきっと理由があったんでしょ。スバルのことだからきっと大事な。
一矢報いてやりたかったんだよ。エミリアには分からね
疲弊したゲートをフェリスに治療してもらうため。
え。いや、ちょっと待て。どうしてそんな急に。俺は。
だってスバルは私がいるとそうやって無理をするんでしょ。自分のためでしょ。
違う。俺はただ君のために。
全部が私のためだって言うの？私はそんなこと一度だってお願いしてない。ねえ、覚えてる？私がスバルにお願いしたこと。
Yeah, you broke every single promise.
エミリアは俺を信じてくれないのか。
信じたいよ。私はスバルを信じたい。信じたいのに。約束したのに。それを全部簡単に破り捨てて、こんなところまで来ちゃったのはスバルじゃない。ねえスバル、どうしてスバルはそんなに私を助けてくれようとするの？
Why is it how obvious? How is it not obvious, huh?
君が俺にしてくれたことがどれだけ俺の救いになってくれたかわからない。だから俺がしていることは救われたことの恩返しで。わからないって言ってるの。この世界に来て初めて君に。
また何も言ってくれないのね。
どうして分かってくれないんだよ。
何もかも全部すべて聞かされなくても分かってあげられる。言ってくれなきゃ分からないよスバル。
人が取られたトーイングラでだってクソ危ねえ殺人鬼から助けた。体張った全部みんな俺がいたおかげだ。お前は俺に返しきれないだけの借り。
Okay. He snapped.
そうだよ。だから俺は。
だからそれを全部返して。もういいよ夏希スバル。私ね。
I had hopes for you. Oh no.
スバルだけは私を特別扱いしないんじゃないかって。他の普通の人と同じように 区別しないで見てくれるんじゃないかって。
What? You mean look at you like a spitting image of the witch looking at you with disgust?
できっこない。
That's what you want? Huh? I'm confused. Subaru's giving her special treatment. That's a good thing, right? That's what you want. Right? Huh? Right? I don't... Huh? Am I missing something here? Emilia's like, you know, why'd you treat me so specially? Why'd you keep doing all these things? Why'd you keep pandering me? It's like, oh, you know, it's pretty obvious, right? Because he's in love with her. And then she's like, why don't you treat me like everyone else? Which is basically treating you with disgust. As a nobody. Looking down on you because you look like the Witch of Envy, Satellite-chan. But Subaru, even on day one, right, in episode 1, when he first met Emilia, and Emilia was the one that was already prejudging Subaru, already putting thoughts into her own head that Subaru's just going to treat her like everybody else. At first sight, it's like, oh, you look like the Witch of Envy, therefore you're trouble, I'm going to stay away. Alright, but Subaru's like, no, you look cute. And then Emilia's brain.exe stopped working after that. She couldn't comprehend what she was listening to. Subaru was built different because he doesn't know what the fuck this Witch of Envy is. He came from another world. He has no freaking clue what the hell you're on about and what the lore is behind your looks and the Witch of Envy's backstory or whatever. So, you know, to Subaru, she just looks like another cute elf girl, right? And then Subaru's just been simping over her ever since. So I don't understand why Emilia thinks that is such a bad thing. Maybe she's just too used to her whole life full of deprecation and humiliation and just public disdain that she doesn't know what love and affection is. I feel like both these characters, this show so far, the one of the things that is just doing so right that I love so much is the fact that these characters are so flawed. Alright, they're so flawed, which makes them very, very realistic. They're very, very human. And it's very relatable. You can understand these characters. And therefore, they're much more interesting characters, okay, for my brain to pick at. For brain food and discussion. Alright? Both Emilia and Subaru have some screws loose in their head. Alright? Emilia's got some kind of troubled past, troubled childhood, troubled history, I think, which is currently fucking with her mindset. She doesn't seem like a girl with a whole lot of confidence right now. Alright, and it's probably something to do with this Witch of Envy thing, which hasn't really been touched upon a whole lot, other than just Betty saying previously she was like the Dark Lord of Chaos that ate all the other witches and was considered like, you know, Voldemort, alright, that almost destroyed the world. But then eventually she got stopped. Yeah, and then, you know, Emilia has also got like trust issues, I think. That's one. Like, Emilia, as she even said at the end of this episode, she wants to trust Subaru, but she's finding a very hard time to doing so. Alright, so that promise of, you know, don't leave the room, stay here and get better, don't use magic, all of that, Subaru broke every single one of them. I mean, in general, breaking that many promises in one go to your girl, not good. Breaking promises in general, bad. Alright, but then breaking promises to your Oshi, to your waifu in an anime, very, very bad. She ain't gonna like that at all. Breaking multiple promises in one go like that to a girl that's got trust issues like Emilia, I think you've crossed the line, Subaru. Okay. But, you know, Emilia, she's not perfect. Alright, she clearly has some kind of self-conflicting issues internally that need to be explored a bit more. And then you have Subaru. Alright, Subaru clearly, even though he simps over Emilia, he doesn't have any self-control. He's a little bit hot-headed. Alright, he just wants to simp and represent his Oshi to the death. Right? Even though it's gonna make a fool out of himself. Right, some of the things Subaru said during this episode, I couldn't get behind him. It's one of those moments where your bro doesn't got your back. Your bro's like, I ain't got your back this time, chief. All right, you're speaking some really, really bad shit right now. Okay, So Subaru, when he snapped at Julius right there in the selection hall, and he tried to, he knew he lost that argument against Julius, but then he still kept going with the pretty petty, trolling, baiting comments at the end there, and Emilia had to tell him to stop. Or when he decided to go and pick up this duel against Julius, right? Get his ass whooped. And in the end, he tried to resort to these underhanded, undermined, dirty tactics. And he still got his ass whooped because he was such a novice. And then in the end, right, when he couldn't take Emilia not understanding why Subaru does the things that he does for Emilia's sake, and Emilia accusing him of everything that he does is basically purely for himself and for his own ego or whatever. He doesn't care about Emilia. He's doing it just for his own gain or for his own whatever that he's trying to prove, right? And he's just playing it off like it's supposed to be, you know, for Emilia, just so that it looks righteous, but really it's not righteous. It's just pretentious as fuck. And Subaru eventually snapped right there, and then he eventually just tried to guilt trip Emilia with every single thing that happened from the moment he first met her to now. Had he not been there to, well, I mean, it's true. Emilia's not gonna know that. No one's gonna know that. Subaru right now has a very, very he walks alone. He has a very big not conscience. Guilt. No, he's just got a very big burden right now, which is this power of return by death, right? Which the hand of death keeps coming and gripping him and wanting to crush his fucking heart every time he tries to say anything about it. Subaru has to live with this endless cycle of death and repeating stuff all by himself, which is very different from Hyo-in Kyoma-kun from Steins Gate, because at least every single time he goes and does another time leap, he's still able to talk with Kurisu about it. You know, it might have to take some convincing, persuading to start with, for Kurisu to, you know, believe him that he came from the past or the future or wherever. But at least he still gets to, you know, vent a little bit off of his chest and tell somebody about his experiences. Unlike Subaru here, Subaru, he can't vent to anybody. Every single death, every single traumatic event, he has to bottle it all up by himself. He can't see a therapist. He has to be his own therapist. I guess that's eventually going to screw him over with his mind. And then he snaps right there. All right, so every single event right now, Subaru has been there. True. He has solved it and made it better. True. All right, but the way that he said it right there, he just seems so selfish, all right? In the way that, you know, Emilia just said, all you care about is yourself. And then Subaru's like, no, I don't. I care about you. But then in the end there, he's there just so brazenly, all right, sitting there in front of Emilia like, had it not been for me, you would have been dead. This would have happened. This would have happened. This would have happened. All right, it was all thanks to me that you're still alive. Everything is because of me. And then it kind of just, it makes Subaru look a little bit like a hypocrite. All right. He could have phrased it a bit better, but you can clearly see from his facial expression, he went off the deep end. Good voice acting as well. That was some top tier voice acting. Megumin's voice actor, it has some talent. All right, as we've already seen of her voice acting MASH and Megumin, right? She's got some damn good range, and her voice acting is definitely on point. All right, that was the angriest we've heard Emilia all series so far. Even, you know, Subaru going a little bit mad there, going a little bit nuts there. His voice acting was also super top notch. All right, so yeah, looks like Subaru has now been ditched. He's been dumped. He's got some soul searching to do, I guess. Okay, in the upcoming episodes, he's gonna have to find some way to redeem himself in the eyes of Emilia, and get himself back into her panties. All right, otherwise, oof. That's a big oof right there for Subaru. All right, so that's all my thoughts, guys, for episode 13 of season 1 of ReZero. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. All right, if you haven't done so already, please like, comment, subscribe. Join the Discord, join the Patreon, all right? All the links you need if you're watching on YouTube are given right down there below in the video description and also in the pinned comment. If you have any other thoughts, any other comments, any other points of discussion that you guys would like to bring up, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right. Big massive shout out to all of my existing patrons right now supporting me on Patreon. And last but not least, big massive shout out, as always, to the Sloth Troopers, Eden's Musketeer, and Tomato, and to the Supreme Sloth supporter, as always, Zozo. Thank you so much, Zozo, for being the top tier supporter, as always, to financially back me in my pursuits to becoming a full-time content creator here on YouTube, and also to my Sloth Troopers, alright? All of you guys, top of the bunch, top of the pile. Not that there's a big pile right now to begin with, but hey, you're still doing way much more appreciative support than I could have ever hoped for. Alright, and that's enough appreciation and gratitude from me, if that's anything. Okay. So yeah, thank you. Alright, so that's it, guys, for episode 13. That is it for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll see you all very shortly for episode 14 of ReZero Season 1. And then we'll see what Subaru's gonna get on with next. Okay, he's got himself another dilemma to solve now in this particular route. And that is to try and win Emilia back. And also, you know, recover, I guess. That's what I'm getting right now so far from the vibes and what we've learnt so far in these past 2 episodes. Alright, with this Royal Selection arc. Alright, so until then, guys, until episode 14, the next video, that is it from your boy Too Lazy for Life. Hope you've enjoyed it. Alright, bye for now!